Welcome to the Soon Podcast.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Soon Podcast.
I'm Alyssa, and I'm a health coach.
And I'm Amanda Lynn. I am a style curator.
And we are two sisters that like to talk all things about pop culture, catch up on our lives and our professions because they're a tad different. So if you're new here, welcome.
We have very different professions, Alyssa, not just a tad different. Alyssa is in the medical field, and I am in the
functional health field.
Yes, same thing to me. And I'm in the fashion, home decor, buying world. So two polar opposites, but we love just getting to gossip every week about what's going on in our lives and update each other on news within our respective fields.
Yes. So hello, Amanda. What is new?
What isn't new? No, there are a couple of updates. So Martini got her first dog training session.
Wait, you're going to skip over the fact that this is deja vu?
Oh, you want to talk about it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, first update is a not so cute one. We recorded this podcast yesterday, and it was a top-notch recording. Alyssa and I were driving very much so. And we hop off, and Alyssa shoots me a text and says, "You cannot hear you." The entire podcast. So it turns out Alyssa completely ruined our life.
I knew you were going to do
was a
this.
producer and didn't have a little tagline on the top of my screen that says, "You're in producer mode. You are not being recorded." And I said, I don't need to look at that message. Maybe. But long story short, we have to re-record yesterday's episode and we're a little peeved, you know?
We have to get it out tonight to release to you people. So, no pressure. And maybe Amanda will read next time there's an alert on her screen that says you are not being recorded. But we'll see. I highly doubt it.
I probably won't. It'll happen again, I'm sure. But we're back and better than ever. We're charged up. We're ready to pod. So, Alyssa, give us a scoop. What's been going on in your life this week?
You don't want to talk about Martini?
Well, do you want me to go first?
I already asked you. So tell me more about Martini now that we got that out of the way. She had her first training session.
Martini, if you guys are not familiar, I looped you all in a few weeks ago that we have a rescue giant schnauzer mix. Her name is Martini. She is fantastic. She's just a little naughty. You know, she could use a heavy dose of training. So we finally nailed down. We found an amazing trainer. We had our first session a couple of days ago, and it went so good. It went so good. And I'm not just saying that because I love her, but I genuinely teared up during the session because I think that this trainer is a true dog whisperer. And it was just amazing. It was amazing to see that she's not, I don't want to say like a broken dog, but I think you never know what you're going to get when you get a rescue and how they're going to behave and how they're going to act. And it was really cool getting to see her like actually listen, know that she is trainable, and I'm just so excited.
And you said the trainer was like a little old lady and...
The trainer is a little old lady. I think we kind of scared her when we were describing Martini because Martini's like an 80-pound dog. She likes to jump. She likes to bark. She's not aggressive, but she can be if she's not vibing with you. And so she was a little scared. She's like, "I'm old and on blood thinners."
Oh my gosh, did she say that?
We did multiple times. And so we had to make sure Omar was there. We were both ready to go. And it actually went amazing. I think the trainer was also pleasantly surprised. Like when she pulled up and she met Martini, she was like, "Oh, this dog is great." She's like, "This is going to be nothing." And fun fact, while we were training, because we had to train out front of our house, that's like what she recommends is training in the front of your house, not in the house for the first couple of sessions. So she's really like paying attention. And a lady walked by with her dog and Martini like did her normal like aggressive dog rah, 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 and she whipped her out of it so fast. It was the fastest, craziest little thing. And so much so that the lady who was walking her dog, she came back around the block and was like, "Can I have your card?"
That's awesome.
I know. So I'm excited. I'll keep you guys posted. And if anyone lives in the Phoenix, Arizona area, let me know and I will give you her information. Once we have a few more sessions, really make sure she's hardcore.
Well, that's so exciting. And it does appear that you are wallpapering.
This whole thing? What?
Yes.
No. Yes, I am wallpapering. For those who can't see, she's going to be stunning. I did something a little crazy, a little hectic. And when I ordered the wallpaper, I wanted to do the full wall for the entire room. And then when it came in, I decided, let me do half the wall. And see, if you look at Alyssa's background, she has like a trim paint underneath. So I wanted to kind of mimic that situation. I was very inspired. So I decided to cut the wallpaper in half and, we're really getting into the DIY-ness of it. I don't think I realized how horrifically intense this was going to be until I cut the wallpaper in half.
Oh my God, that is insane. So do you have to like buy this trim now?
I have the trim, thank the Lord. I just need to cut it and adhere it to the wall and then paint. So we're in for a treat. I'll keep you guys all posted. I will be posting about it on my TikTok as soon as I get 2 seconds to edit a video. But everyone can check it out on my TikTok because that will be happening. And I'm excited. I think it's going to look gorgeous. She just needs a beat.
And you redid Omar's office.
Wow, I really am unstoppable. I'm just gonna say it. My husband was gone for 1 week, one solid week, and I redid his office and it looks chef's kiss. So if you have a husband and he's work from home, surprise him and redo his office because he was so excited. I surprised him, so he didn't know that I was doing it. So that was exciting and very fun. She's been a very big DIYer, home projector. I'm trying to get shit done.
Mm-hmm.
It's that I would like to have a housewarming party in the fall, and the fall is here. Like, summer is practically over.
Not for Arizona. The fall isn't until like November.
That is winter, Alyssa. Like, I'll be in full Christmas mode. I need to have a housewarming party before my Halloween decor goes up. So she's booked and busy. We have things to get done.
Well, I've also been very busy. So I went to a camp concert, which was amazing. If you've ever heard of them, they wrote our first dance song. And so, of course, after 6 or 7 years of listening to them, I finally went to their concert and they did not play that song.
Stop. Oh my gosh.
It's called Strawberries, and it just would have made me literally cry if they played it, but it's fine. I still thought they were phenomenal in person, and it was really fun. We drove up to LA and we love to like stop along the way. So it was a good little trip, and they're just so good live.
I love that. I think that that's so fun. I love that you guys are concert goers. But that's not all. You did something a little risque, a little crazy. Risky, not risque.
Risky, not risque. I was with my mother-in-law and Paul yesterday, and we decided to go swim in the ocean because our triathlon's going to be in the ocean. But Paul was like, why don't we go to La Jolla Cove where the leopard sharks are having full mating season? So there's like hundreds of them out there. And did you say that's risque? Oh, yeah, that's true. That is risque. And yeah, it was actually a shit show. So we have swam with them before. We like snorkeled. I wasn't in a wetsuit. I was in like a swimsuit. And then I had my little like snorkel mask. And then yesterday was completely different. Just brought my goggles. I was wearing a wetsuit, swimming for the first time. and I hated it. Like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. I was freaking out, and I think it was like the pressure from the wetsuit and like not having a snorkel. Like, it just felt like I'd never swam before in my life. And then looking down, and the water's so murky, and then like knowing sharks are in there, and I couldn't do it. So I was like, hey guys, I'm gonna have to cut this short and head back to shore because I'm having a panic attack, basically. So
I feel like California waters would be the worst place to go swimming with sharks because it's so murky and you can't see anything, but they can
mm-hmm.
feel and they can sense you. It's just a
Yes.
spooky vibe.
Yes, and it was like 8 a.m. It was the morning fog was like still out, and it was dark. There was no sunshine, and it just was giving Jaws, and I couldn't do it. I could not get out of my head and just relax. And so I was like, I'm either gonna have to like just float on my back while you guys swim or head in because I cannot breathe and I just can't do this. So that was kind of a bummer.
I think you made the right decision.
Yeah. Well, we do want to go again, but I want to like go on a paddleboard. Like, I don't need to be 1 foot
You don't need to
away.
snack chow
Yeah.
for the
I mean, they're safe and they're cool to look at, but yeah. And then last up on my list was Paul got a little TikTok canceled.
best day of my life.
Oh, really? Yeah. And so basically, Paul does not cook. Also, you guys, I've been sitting here for 10 minutes. I'm trying not to say anything. There's a man stretching in front of my house. No shirt, and it's not looking good. And now he is full on doing a straddle and bending over. And I'm just supposed to keep recording like nothing's happening?
You just have to push past the pain, Alyssa.
Why is he doing this right in front of my house? He's still straddling. This is like a serious stretch session.
Ew.
Oh, oof. And he's moving those hips. He's literally doing hip circles.
Honestly, that's kind of traumatizing because I feel like I do weird stuff in front of people's houses all the time because I'm like, oh, they're not here. But I'm like,
Yeah, but you're little and hot. This is like a 60-plus-year-old man. Okay, okay, he's moving on. He's moving on. Thank you, Lord. Okay, I can move on now. So, Paul, over the past couple weeks, has had to help me in the kitchen, which he does not do the kitchen usually. He does literally so much for me, but not cooking. And so when I had my hand surgery, I couldn't get my hand wet. I couldn't really cut things very well. And I like to have homemade food for multiple times a week. So he's been helping me. And the other day, I gave him a task. I was like, can you peel this one potato? And I'm like going about the rest of the recipe. And then I look behind me, and it's been like 3 minutes, and he's still peeling the damn potato. And so I could not handle it, and I had to take a video. So I posted, when you're trying not to micromanage, but your husband has been peeling the same potato for over 5 minutes.
And
And
it's very hilarious because he is like
yep,
chipping away at the potato. He's trying to get it like so peeled. And I'm like, oh my God, does he not realize you're supposed to be
I know. I'm like, oh my God. So I thought it was hilarious.
I did too.
TikTok did not. TikTok was like, are we supposed to believe that this is not intentional? If he doesn't know how to do it, show him. If it's weaponized incompetence, go to the grocery store and get him several potatoes and bags of them to peel. He's got to learn a lesson one way or another. These are the comments.
People were like, divorce him, get him out of here. He hates you. Like, people were going crazy.
It is crazy. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Let me see. So everyone kept saying weaponized incompetence, weaponized incompetence. I didn't even know what that means, but apparently it's when like someone, usually a man, is like, oh, I don't know how to do that. It's taking me too long. Like, and so you'll just end up taking over for them, which I do think we all do, men and women. This person was like weaponized incompetence and horrible parenting of boys. Just leave them. He's not an adult. He's a boy. He will act like this his whole life, and it doesn't get better. Men need to step up and start changing in our terms. In our terms, he's just an average woman. Have you seen European men? And someone commented and said, what in God's name are you talking about?
Oh, you know,
Isn't that amazing?
TikTok is just the people of TikTok, they take it too far. They're too sensitive. Everything is like a 911. I'm like, this is funny. Like, if you were upset, you would have said, like, can you believe my husband? He sucks. But you were like, look at my husband. Ha ha ha. And everyone's like, divorce.
Literally, it's so crazy. But whatever. He's like, just leave it up. I could not care less. So whatever. But it was kind of funny. And you just got TikTok canceled. Paul just got TikTok canceled. We're all, in one big boat.
TikTok canceled at least.
Was it you or Omar?
It was a blend of the two of us. Pretty much me. Everyone was like, you are the worst, because I didn't know whether to stay or leave when he was having some of his friends over, which was,
Good Lord.
but it's got to happen. I think it's good for us. I think it's fun. And, the more people are talking, the more they're watching. So thank you.
Yes. So today we are going to be going over some pop culture. We're also going to go over some summer book recs, or in Amanda's, she is doing like a Halloween reference guide. Just kidding. She just loves murders.
Like murder mysteries and thrillers. So like those are my summer book recs. But when I told Alyssa them, she was like not feeling like they were very summery. But you know what? I'm going to leave that to you guys and see what you think.
Yeah, that's fine. First on the docket is the Love Island winners. We have Amaya Papaya and Brian.
I've never been
I know.
for a couple in my life. I would have been appalled and disgusted if anyone else won. Not disgusted. I would have been upset. No one else deserved it, truthfully. Okay, I wasn't super invested in other seasons. So I don't know if this is like the norm for the Love Island rejects, if you will, to become BFFs and like then TikTok famous. But I feel like they're living in like the hype house era of like TikTok, where they're all like in one house and like they just keep making TikToks together. And I think it's hilarious. And I also think that it's really cute.
They're trying to get their bag and stay on top of their, who knows, it could be like 5 more days of this fame and then they might never be seen again. But I'm hoping that Huda gets, seen again. She was on Call Her Daddy. She definitely trauma dumped on Alex, so that was a little intense. Basically, a lot of abuse and sexual assault in her life, and not great. So I just really hope that she, can rise above all of that, which she already has, but keep getting more help. I was a little disturbed because she also said that she had told the producers all this, and the psychologist who interviewed her, and she was like, I was sobbing the whole time I was getting interviewed, and they still picked her. So I was like kind of grossed out that Love Island was like purposely picking like intentionally picking people who have this trauma and who probably would create this drama on the show. So that was a little upsetting, but I am happy that she's, in the limelight now and hopefully growing and getting the help that she needs and wants. And then Amaya and Brian were on the Vial Files, and that was really good. I loved it.
I am just very excited for them.
I will say that on the Vial Files, Amaya is Amaya Papaya. Okay, like that is who she is through and through. She was not faking one thing. She probably created 3 new words on that one podcast, and it was just really cute seeing those two together. So I think they've got what it takes, and I hope that they can make it.
She is so cute, and I really think that he's like obsessed with her from everything that they were like on Love Island. So I wish nothing but the best for them. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see what the reunion has in store, because I think it's going to be juicy.
I know, shouldn't that be out now? It's literally Monday.
Yeah, I don't know when that comes out. We'll have to look that up, because I feel like it's taking them a hot minute, and like they should be, like the reunion should be here. We're ready. Like I want to know what's going on before I'm like over it and bored. Like I'm on to the next already, so they need to pick it up. Anyway,
It's true.
next up on our celebrity gossip, what did you call it?
This is just, tea, the pop culture update.
Okay, next up on our pop culture updates is the good old Coldplay scandal. have you been to a Coldplay concert recently?
Never in my life. Couldn't even tell you his name, but I can tell you that ain't nobody gonna be cheating on their spouse anytime soon and going to a concert.
My gosh. One, I'm still shook that that actually happened because I feel like that is like just a crazy coincidence. But
Literally.
two, I am so glad that it did, and they absolutely deserve to get fully blasted like that.
Let's tell the people what happened.
If you haven't heard the news of the Coldplay concert, you probably live under a rock. Just kidding. But this is the craziest story. This is the craziest story. So there was a Coldplay concert. I don't know the name of the main singer, bless his heart. He makes great music, but don't know his name. They were panning the crowd and they highlighted this couple, which like they looked like I would have highlighted them too. Like they were super vibing, like all over each other. The couple freezes
When they're on camera.
on camera, they jump and hide. Literally, they freak out. So obviously the Coldplay singer was like, either those two are camera shy or they have spouses. Like they're cheating on
They're having an affair.
We're having an affair. And it turns out they were. And it turns out that they're both like pretty public features.
Figures?
Figure.
I don't know if they're public, but they're very high up. So
They're
he
high
was
up.
a CEO of a company called Astronomer. And this hoe that he was with, both married,
They're
was
both
the head of his HR.
Yeah. So they're both hoes, to clarify. And
They are both hoes, but I'm just saying.
But she was the head of HR, he's the CEO, and then they had a third party with them, and she was also a member of HR. So, like, one, your entire HR program needs to get cut because they suck. And two, I was reading a bunch of comments, and I feel like this is probably true, but because he was the CEO and there were 3 people at the concert from the company, that he probably could have written off the tickets as like a team outing. So if that's true as well, that is just so crazy. And, you know, I wish nothing but the worst for them because they're terrible. And I hope that this video helps their spouses get really good spousal support and a great quick divorce.
It's very true. And I was seeing someone like posted, I don't think having an affair should affect your job or like your income and all of that. But I mean, this is the HR and the CEO, okay?
Yeah. I think that there's a couple of things I yes and no, but I feel like because they were both very high up in the company and the expectations were probably that there's not supposed to be romance in the office in the first place, like most companies are. Like one, not allowed to do that. But then two, I do think that if they didn't react so poorly to being on
Yes.
camera, it wouldn't have been such a viral moment. Like maybe they probably still would have gotten caught by someone who was there who knew them, but it wouldn't have been this whole sensation, which now the company has to do something because it just makes them look bad. You know,
100%. I think that if they didn't freak the out, they
embarrassing.
might have just like not even thought twice about it, but they reacted insanely. Everyone needs to look it up because it was crazy.
Insane. It was insane. So woof woof woof. But I'm glad it happened like this. So that way now everyone knows it's a clean break.
Yes. So the last thing on the docket is pretty sad for any Real Housewives fans. Denise Richards, who has been a Real Housewives of, was it Beverly Hills or Orange County? I don't remember.
Oh gosh. Beverly Hills.
But she's very famous. She's gorgeous. She has accused her estranged husband, Aaron, of physical abuse. And she is coming with receipts and very upsetting photos. One of her with a black eye. And I know they have a daughter. I know she already has 2 kids from a previous marriage. Like, this is just messy and so heartbreaking.
It really is heartbreaking because one, I feel like Denise Richards she's so stunning. When she was on the show, she seemed really genuine and like very much a doll, but I think that she has horrific taste in men. If you aren't familiar, her ex-husband was Charlie Sheen during his absolutely crazy era, you know, the tiger's blood, the whole bit. And so I don't think that she falls for the right men. That doesn't mean that, you know, this should have happened to her. I just feel so bad that she keeps on marrying these guys, probably with great hopes and potential, and then they keep letting her down in terrible ways. I do think people were posting about old clips from when she was on Real Housewives, and you know, he was always there, even for like girls' nights. He was always there. If there was ever an issue, he would like drag her out of it. Like, I feel like he was very dominant in the relationship, and like, you don't really realize that until you watch the clips back and you're like, this could be something weird. And I feel terrible for her, and I hope that she gets the help that she needs.
I do too. And in case you guys all watched the dinner at, I think it was Kyle's house, she has not been well here and there. So I just hope that she can get back on track and get in a better place and get out of this nasty relationship. So we are sending her love to her family. And yeah, just support Denise. Let's get her back on the show if she's ready for it, you know? Like, let her get her bag and move on with her life.
Yes, cheers to her. We love you, Denise.
But that is our main pop culture recap today. Next up, we get to talk about our summer book recs. So, once again, I understood the assignment. Amanda gave me this assignment. I figured she understood it. You guys tell me because I think she's a little off in
You
her
guys
choices.
tell us. Well, regardless, this is the Soon Podcast Top Summer Book Recs. Let's get into it. Okay.
So you go first.
I think I'll kick us off. You know, this is something. So, Alyssa and I, if you don't know, we are both very avid readers. We're both in separate book clubs, but we talk a lot about the books that we've been reading. We like to catch each other up. We have similar tastes in genres, but also very different tastes, which you'll see with our recs very soon. And let's just jump right in. So, the first book title that we're going to start with is called The Prisoner.
Very summer chic.
This book is so good. So it's pretty much about this girly who falls in love with a very, very wealthy man. They have a very fast, quick whirlwind romance, and they get married really, really quickly. Okay. Cheers to her. Love that for her. Then it jumps right in. Like, I think that it's within the first or second chapter, she gets kidnapped. She is kidnapped. So the storyline is really mainly about her being kidnapped and what it's like when she's being held hostage, essentially. So the book does such a good job of like putting you in the feeling that she's feeling, which is really terrifying, but it's so good for a book because you're just flipping the page, like, what is going to happen? Like, this poor girl, what's going on? It also flips back and forth between past tense and present tense. So it kind of shows you a little bit of like what led up to this, what's going on, and then a couple of like trickle-ins about her husband and what could be going on with that. And so it does a really, really good job of keeping you entertained, keeping you on your toes, and making you want to read the book. And I would call this a true page turner. And I feel like this is such a good read. It's a quick read, and it's great when you're lounging by the pool, obviously.
Oh, okay. Lovely. What a beautiful summer read. Thank you, Amanda. So mine is a little different. It is called Tom Lake by Anne Patchett, and it is a true dreamy summer read. It is set on a cherry orchard in Michigan, and it's all about a mother telling her daughters about her past life as an actress. And it is a love story. It is so beautifully written. I loved the writing. I loved the atmosphere and the overall vibes of this book. Plus, if you listen to it, it's narrated by none other than Meryl Streep. So you cannot go wrong with that.
That's true.
But really, this book, like, was so good. It just gave me such summer vibes, such like even spring, like spring, summer. Oh, I think anyone should read it this time of year and anyone would like it. I can't think of anyone who wouldn't like it for summer.
Okay, I love that. That sounds really cute. Maybe I'll listen to it on Audible because this girl loves a little bit of Meryl Streep.
I know she's a wonderful human being. So let's hear about what you have next.
Okay. The next book that I'm recommending for your summer read is called Never Have I Ever. So this is a very twisted and dark thriller, if you will, you know?
Perfect for summer. Okay.
So this book is centered around a suburban housewife. You know, she lives in the suburbs. She has a child. She is just living out her dream. She actually goes to her neighborhood book club and she's having a grand old time. She's like, okay, I love these neighbors. I'm super suburban and suburbany. I'm super suburbany and it's very cute, very chic. They end up having a little too much wine. They play a good old game of Never Have I Ever. And one of her new neighbors says something that she had done in the past that she had tried to close off, put behind her. And, you know, the whole book then becomes about who this neighbor is, how does she know what she did, trying to like figure out her past life and like cover that up. And it's really just like how far will you go to maintain the persona that you want people to think that you are. And it's really good. And the plot twist at the end is crazy. So I highly recommend it.
Okay, that actually sounds really good. I feel like I would definitely read that book. That sounds very interesting. And just like the aspect of a book club is kind of summery, you know?
It's very cute. It's very on brand.
I don't know.
It is dark. So, you know, I might have made it seem a little light, but it was kind of intense. So just
Oh
know
my God. You're like, actually, I wouldn't recommend this for
I
summer
would
at all.
recommend it highly. I think it's a great book, but just know like going into it, like it's not like a soft scare. It's like that's intense.
Ooh, okay.
Better.
All right. Well, maybe I'll save that one for October. So my next book is actually a whole series of books that are all different, and it's written by Elin Hilderbrand. So you cannot go wrong with Ellen for her summer reads. All of her books are set in Nantucket. So we're thinking picket fences, caviar, cocktails, and drama, and that is Ellen Hildebrand. So if you're looking for like a salty beach air, rose in hand kind of vibe, this is your girl. And I have not read a bad book from her. Specifically, I love the book Hotel Nantucket. I just read the book The Rumor, and I just thought every single bit of it was so good. I love it. It's girly and really in captivating drama. So, highly recommend her books. And I really want to read one right now, but I'm literally reading some weird books right now for book club and recommendations. So, we're not on the summer vibe personally, and just talking about it is making me want to read her books right now.
Oh, cute. Okay, I'm gonna check her out. Maybe. We'll see.
It's good. She's so good.
Really cute though, which, you know, I don't really go for like a cutesy book, but you kind of make me want to try one. So maybe I will. Okay, the next book that I have is called The Last Mrs. Parrish, which this book actually came out a few years ago, and Alyssa and I both read it. This book is good. You can admit that. Like
I
this
loved it.
story, I guess. It's
I mean, the book cover is her by a pool
yes. So
or
like
someone by a pool.
if you're judging it by the cover, which I do recommend, I would say that this is a summer read. So this book is about a very, very, very wealthy couple. And, you know, they're really living the life from the outside, from the inside, from the outside in, from the outside, from the outside, it looks like they have it all. Like he is a dapper husband. It looks like all he does is daunt on her. She's the housewife. They have kids. Like they are just living up their dream life in this beautiful home. But that is not the case.
I'm
Maybe.
sure he's full of weaponized incompetence.
He for sure is. And there is a woman, and she's trying to sneak her way in. And there is a major plot twist at the end. And the reason why I'm really recommending this book, besides it being so good and such a good read, like genuinely, I love the way that this book was written, is that they just came out with a sequel maybe not just, like I think it came out last year, but I'm just getting around to reading the sequel called The Next Mrs. Parrish. And if you
Wait, hold on. Which one is it? The
The
last
Last
Mrs. Parrish?
Parrish is the first one. The Next Mrs. Parrish is the second one.
Oh.
So if you read The Next Mrs. Parrish, we can read it at the same time and get that out of the way before summer. And let me know if you read it because I think it's going to be just as good, if not better, than the first one.
Really? Do you really think that?
I do think that because I feel like the first one was so good that you can't really come out with a sequel unless it's going to be a banger.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, that's definitely not how I go into reading a sequel. I'm like, this is gonna suck ass compared to the first one, but
Okay,
we'll
well, I'm
see.
optimistic, but those are our summer reads. And let us know if you've read any. Let us know if you have any recs because we love all of the summer read recs, any recommendations, any genre, Alyssa, and we're excited to talk about it together.
Yes, so next week we are going to be going over our report, but we're also going to be going over our sisterly advice. So we have a couple questions already. I would love more, some tea, any kind of questions that you have. We are here for you and we will answer it like a sister would. So please send those in. You can go to the link in our bio or we will post them on our Instagram stories. But yeah, thanks for catching up, sis.
Thanks for catching up, and we'll talk to you soon.
I really hope this recorded. Talk soon.